Hey, what's up, guys?
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out.
Spicy Atsuko's got the Kung Flu. Look out. That can't be good. Another investigative journalist busted for faking their videos? Wow. Who would have guessed it? I've been trying like hell. I got them on auto spawn, dead center. I want them right in the middle of the lane. Oh, that timer was way off, huh? Started it too late. That's okay. Here we go.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Ooh, welcome, everybody. How's it going? Welcome. Hope you guys had a holly jolly and all that, huh? Thank God it's over. I fucking hate the holidays. The holidays are for children, and everybody else is just trauma. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is Cobra Confessional. Thank you. I don't know that we'll have a lot of people on tonight. People are probably still spending time with family. I have some family coming in tomorrow, and we're going bowling in the evening, so I probably won't be streaming unless it's from the bowling alley. So I figured I'd hop on tonight. I want to turn you on to a couple different things, and we won't be on here long. And then one of them I'm going to kind of go through and at least give you the rundown from it. And then the other one, I want you to go watch the rest of the video because it's actually really, really good. And I don't want to steal the guy's video. He's a decent creator, but it's something we've talked about before. And I was like, I think this guy's exploiting this. Yeah, he's obviously one-sided. He went and found a very specific group of people. It was actually about they're eating the cats and dogs in Ohio or whatever. It was a journalist that covered that. But before we get to that part, Nick Fuentes, a lot of people saying it's time to apologize to Nick Fuentes. He was right. Let's see.
Give us what we want. 87% of the country thinks the border's in a crisis. For the first time in 20 years, a majority of the country thinks there's too many illegal immigrants coming in. In 20 years, there's never been a consensus against immigration like this in this century. What does Trump come out and say? We need to give green cards to every foreign student, whether they're taking a 2-year degree or doctorate, and we need a lot of people. But you know who told them that? The Silicon Valley donors.
Yeah, because they want to pay less for the top jobs.
Exactly. So let them.
Oh, good, Jill.
Yeah, we're bringing in people.
That's awesome, Susan. It's a fucking. I carry it every day. Like, I know people don't believe me. It's in my fucking pocket every day. I got it right here. Actually, I carried it. I carried it at Christmas. And you know all those stupid kids' toys that they don't want the kid eating the battery, so they got to put a screw in the battery door? It opened every one of them. Every battery door was opened on Christmas and Christmas Eve. So there you go.
People for the low jobs and the highest jobs. It makes no sense.
Exactly. Let them vote for. I'm not voting for more immigration. I'm not voting for war with Iran. Let Bill Ackman and Miriam Adelson vote for them. Give us what we want.
All right, so Nick Fuentes has always been a very, 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 very anti-immigration type person. Elon Musk is currently taking some hits, right? And why is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy taking some hits? Well, there was a big post about H-1 visas, right? Elon Musk is talking about bringing in tons of people to work at his businesses with these H-1 visas in India, right? They're freaking out. So here's the post where a lot of it started. It says Silicon Valley's biggest limitation: engineering talent shortage. The U.S. semiconductor industry alone needs over 160,000 engineers by 2032, driven by $250 billion in new investments. Demand for AI experts has skyrocketed, with Elon calling the talent war the craziest ever. Now, we don't have to read the rest of that post, but Elon says there's a permanent shortage of excellent engineering talent that is fundamental limiting factor in Silicon Valley. Now, if you're from the America First crowd, what you should want, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, what you should want is, hey, let's put Americans in those jobs, even if we got to build a training center, even if we got to do on-the-job training, even if we have to pluck people up and put them through this crash course and they can go work during the day and go to school at night and become engineers, right? That's what you expect to see from those people. We need to invest so much that we're going to pay for their education. They can literally work and earn a wage of $25, $30 an hour, whatever the prevailing wage is. And then that'll be supplemented, kind of like a union does. I don't know if you guys have ever worked for a union, but when you go work for a union, you're like a helper. But then certain days of the week, certain days of the month, 2 weeks over here and a week there, you're in class, right? Learning the trade, right? You sit down in a class and the union funds for that, right? Unionized workforce. So if you're going to become a pipe fitter, you might work 4 days a week, go to school 1, then every 3 weeks you're off a week to go to class. That's the way the union does it. That's what you would expect to see. Now Elon Musk says, no, we need more like double that number yesterday. The number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the USA is far too low. I wonder why. We don't have this ridiculous fault of people who are unmotivated. Maybe it's because the vast majority of people that are motivated, that would go to school, can't fucking afford it. He says, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. That enables the whole team to win. But if you have, let's say you have the American sports team. Let's say you have the American baseball team. And they're going out and playing the German team and the London team and the Colombian team and the Indian team. We have the American baseball team, and they're playing every other country in the world. If every member from the American baseball team was recruited from Guadalajara, would that still be the American baseball team? The responses are, there are over 330 million people in America. Surely there must be enough among them to build your ultimate team. Why would you deny real Americans that opportunity by bringing foreigners here? Your understanding of the situation is upside down and backwards. Of course, my companies and I would prefer to hire Americans, and we do, as that is much easier than going through the incredibly painful, slow work visa process. However, there is a dire shortage of extremely talented and motivated engineers in America. This is not about handing out opportunities from some magical hat. You don't get it. This is blindingly obvious when looking at NBA teams, as the physical differences are so obvious to see. However, the mental differences between humans are far bigger than the physical differences. Wait, so we don't have smart people in America? It comes down to this. Do you want America to win or do you want America to lose? If you force the world's best talent to play for the other side, America will lose. End of story. And then Vivek retweets this and says, America first means we want America to win. Playing for second place doesn't cut it. And the MAGAs, have come out of fucking hiding, okay? We may, in fact, owe Nick Fuentes an apology. Nick says Trump 2024 is America first with a pro-Israel, pro-India spin paid for by the Silicon Valley mega donors who are all gay liberal immigrants and in bed with Israeli spies. If you have a problem with this, well, you just aren't serious and don't actually want to win. He says again, I don't really care about the economy that much. I just don't want to live in a country that looks like India. Again, remember that the tech bro oligarchs are almost all immigrants themselves. They are wealthy, pro-gay, atheist, cosmopolitan liberals who bought the dip when the Trump stock was at its lowest so that he could make them richer. They were never American nationalists. They're just now figuring this out, that they were never American nationalists. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the latest push for H-1B visas actually has nothing to do with jocks or nerds or high school prom. It's about whether we want 500 million Indians to move here. Let's try to stay focused.
I hate to say I told you so, although I don't really. It actually feels really good. I feel really good saying, I told you so.
So Trump isn't even in office. They've already turned on Doge, guys.
Told everybody exactly what would happen. Nobody listened. They all attacked me. They should have been attacking Trump. They should have been attacking the people on Trump's team. Instead, they attacked me, and now this is what you get.
If we really were serious about semiconductors, people say we don't have the time, we don't have the menu. If we really wanted to bring that home, you would streamline it, right? You would have a course where we don't even give a fuck if you get a degree, right? We don't give a fuck if you get English 1 and Lit 1 and fucking algebra or whatever and all these side classes you have to get a bachelor's degree, right? We have a school from start to finish where you go in this end as just somebody motivated that has that applied, that ticked the boxes, and you come out this end an engineer. And while you're there, the school is part of this new factory, and you're out on the floor every day working with it, right? When a lot of companies, when they're first new, do you think that when Henry Ford was building like the fucking Model T and the Model A and shit, do you think he found automotive engineers from fucking India and brought them in because they built cars over there faster? No, it was guys that literally were turning wrenches and then were streamlined into on-the-job training into engineering cars, right? You just push them straight through the door, and you have that, if you have that school as part of the factory, and you can go, let's say we have 3 factories. You go to whatever school you fucking want. Well, when you come out there, you owe them a debt. They should still be paying you. Nobody can do this for free, right? You're still making a wage. It's probably a lower wage than if you just hired on as an engineer, obviously. But when you pop out the other end, now you owe them the debt the same way like if you do, if the military pays for your service, right? If the military pays for your education, you come out owing 3, 5, 6 years, whatever, right? You owe that or you can buy it out. Nursing is really good at this. So they should look at nursing. When we have shortage of nurses, the local healthcare companies will literally hire you in. You're basically they get you as a CNA almost instantly, right? And you're working as a CNA while they're paying for you to go to school, and you're working shifts, and you get a little extra. You're not just a CNA, right? They have you with a nurse. They have you job shadow. They have you whatever. And when you come out, you either owe them the money for your education if you want to quit, or you owe them X amount of years working while you still earn a wage. If they were serious about it, that's the way they'd do it, but they're not. They don't want to invest. They don't want to invest. They just want to make the money.
Should have been attacking the people on Trump's team. Instead, they attacked me, and now this is what you get. This is what you all get. This is what you voted for, and nobody could say that they didn't know, because I told you. I hate to say I told you so, although I don't really. It actually feels really good. I feel really good saying, I told you so.
The man, tough pill to swallow. Nick Fuentes was right about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. I've seen a couple of prominent pro-Trump influencers report that their verification badge. So even, you remember how Elon Musk, he come out against Trump for a while. You know how Elon Musk was all about buying Twitter for free speech? There are literally verified accounts that are getting into arguments about H-1B visa for immigration push for H-1B visas from India. And they're taking their verification badges and shadow banning them. I thought that's why Elon Musk bought X to fix that, right? He was gonna make it all the way social media should be, right? Oh, you said something you didn't like? If true, this is a clear political retaliation and sets a terrifying precedent. Don't say I didn't warn you. And followed up with the I told you so. That is Nick Fuentes calling out the next move from Doge. Look out. You're telling me that 2 immigrants who abuse this system to become multi-fucking millionaires are now in favor of bringing immigrants over here to profit to the maximum extent rather than training Americans that are already here? You can't tell me we don't have motivated people. We have tons of motivated people. We probably have a lack of education in that department, right? And that's because it is so fucking expensive to go to school here. It's ridiculously expensive. I would be an engineer. Fuck it, let's go. Start the training academy. Nick Fuentes, everybody. There you go. The Twitter sphere is on fire. Nick was right. Hashtag Nick told you so. I think a lot of people owe Nick Fuentes an apology after the past 24 hours. Viva Frey, the ultimate fence sitter, just trying to suck both sides of one dick. It's really talent, okay? How can you suck two sides of one dick? He's figured it out. I don't know. It must be a Canada thing. Laura Loomer called him out for sure as never being a Trumper, that you just hopped in to make more money. Laura Loomer fucking called him out for sure. There's actually a little video clip of that. Hold on. Who shared that? And we'll watch it. No, that's not it. Hold on. I got it. History. Didn't I just watch it? Oh, was it a TikTok video? Is that what we're doing? It might have been a TikTok video.
We have some major breaking news. MAGA civil war is taking place on social media right now because some of Donald Trump's biggest allies are going after Elon Musk. So this all started when Laura Loomer, who is one of Donald Trump's biggest fans, and Trump has also spoken very favorably about her, put this out on Twitter attacking Elon Musk and Doge, saying, is Doge a way to cut spending or redirect the spending toward the pet projects of tech bro billionaires?
That's exactly what it is. Do you think that any of the spending that's directed towards SpaceX will be cut? Do you think any of the spending that's directed towards Tesla will be cut? Do you think any of the spending that goes to Peter Thiel will be cut? No, they're going to say, this fucking granny's been on Social Security since so-and-so. We could cut that out.
It's looking like the latter. And Elon Musk responded by saying, Loomer is trolling for attention. Ignore. And man, let me tell you, that sent Laura Loomer into a spiral. She responded to Elon Musk saying, you bought your way into MAGA 5 minutes ago after Trump almost lost his life. Remember when you voted for Biden and propped up DeSantis? We all know you only donated your money so you could influence immigration policy and protect your buddy Xi. You pretend like you've made such a sacrifice and investment donating to Trump and buying X, but you've only increased your own
Talk about getting in late. He literally didn't even get into after the assassination attempts.
wealth. And she finished by saying, P.S. you aren't president. Trump is, and he already has a
Yeah, we've entered a tech oligarchy stage, which is wild because Trump doesn't know anything about tech.
beautiful wife. I'm not sure what role you're trying to fill, but we voted for Trump, not you. And then she actually concluded by saying the elephant in the room is that Elon Musk, who is not MAGA and never has been, is a total drag on the Trump transition. He's a stage 5 clinger who has overstayed his welcome at Mar-a-Lago in an effort to become Trump's side piece. Like,
Side piece.
wow.
I think she's jealous, right? She got some of that Cheeto dust down the back of her gullet, and now she's worried that Elon Musk is getting the same thing. Trump did say Elon Musk would be on his knees begging him.
Become Trump's side piece. Like, wow, MAGA is imploding right before our very eyes. They're going after each other. Donald Trump's best friends are going after Musk and vice versa. I mean, man, everybody grab your popcorn because this is not going to be pretty.
The old Velveeta meat bat. That's what happened. That's what happened. Viva Frey backing off, telling people to chill. What's with all the infighting today? Just chill out, people.
So fucking cold.
Then someone said, imagine if they told us to chill out over the evil CR spinning bill. I love you, David, but we only got one shot at this. H-1B visas are not on the menu. Replacement of our people is not on the menu. Trump told us to fight, fight, fight. It's exactly what we're doing. And then Viva says, fight, fight, fight doesn't mean fight with everybody all the time, tooth and nail, even the staunchest of allies. And there are fighting questions of principle versus fighting questions of policy. So Viva, I've never seen somebody, literally, he can suck a dick from both ends. I think he might be worse than Tim Pool, but I honestly think he modeled all. He's a huge worshiper of Tim Pool. And I think when he first started getting attention covering court cases, when he thought that he could get into this sphere, he modeled everything off Tim Pool. And we've all seen Tim Pool ride the fence. He says, I meant infighting across the board on multiple fronts involving multiple large accounts on multiple issues all occurring on the same day. That said, with respect to the visa issue, if you equate H-1B visas with replacement theory, we are no longer using terms properly or with their initial intended meaning anymore. You may want fewer H-1B visas to be offered, but to call that replacement dilutes the concept of political replacement to a point where the term no longer means anything. Respectfully submitted. What if we're talking about replacement? If we're talking about replacement, isn't H-1B visas the definition of replace? We have able-bodied people here that would love to be an engineer. Isn't that, if we're going with replacement, it's not the people sneaking across the border to pick strawberries, because none of us are fucking picking strawberries. Oh no, you're about to get in somebody's pocket who owns $1 billion corporation. That's not replacement. You're diluting the definition there. That's not replacement. What that is replacement. See what I did there? You got the emphasis on the wrong place. Fucking retards. They can't even keep their racism straight. They don't know who they're supposed to be mad at. Anyways, so we'll check back into this as it develops, because there's going to be a bunch of fucking shit on here. Okay? Yeah, don't look here, look over there. Let's get into this. You guys remember when they were eating cats and dogs, we watched a video, and I said, oh, somebody said this guy's like boots on the ground. You know, he gets in there, he does the stories from the inside, he does a good job. And we picked a video, and that guy's name was Tyler Oliveria. And the reason I had a bad taste in my mouth for Tyler Oliveria is he's the one who spread the rumor that the inbred West Virginia family was being scammed by the guy who actually pays for all their shit, made them famous, paid for all their shit, the soft white underbelly. So anyways, as soon as we started watching that video, it clearly had a political lean. Like he went to all this shit that was made up, and someone said, I didn't see it, but my mom said her friend's daughter posted it on Facebook, and I believe it. Then that big fat bitch was like, I'm not saying I want to join like the Nazis or something, but we're all fighting the same fight, right? That guy. And I started watching more of his videos. There's clearly a political bias there. But what would be more telling is if someone went through all of his content and just fact checked it, right? If he shows us a story, this should be accurate, right? If he shows us a clip, that should be accurate, right? If we're watching something and he's telling us this is happening in this city, it should be happening in that city, correct? Not at all. This guy is Vince Vintage. Vince Vintage decided to do a review of Fox News featured Tyler Oliveria. Oliveria.
Now this year's Tyler Lear, YouTuber turned investigative journalist with 7 million subscribers. Tyler's had quite a bit of impact on the world, with hit videos such as cat-eating Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, or neo-Nazis uprising in Germany. His investigative work into hot-button political situations reaches hundreds of millions of people. Now,
I am not going to watch all this. I will share the link if you want to go watch the rest of it. It's really, really good. This guy probably spent hours and hours and hours putting together this 50-minute video. I'm not going to be on that long. I got my sister coming into town tonight, but I will drop the link for you, and we'll stop and discuss it and talk about it.
Well, Tyler claims his videos raise awareness of the problems in our world.
We are informing people about current events, topics that the broader public needs to be aware of.
And that he's YouTubified news and journalism.
We've YouTubified traditional news and documentarian content.
And while his fans state that Tyler's one of the greatest journalists of our time, that he's unbiased, a searcher for the truth.
Great guy, Tyler Oliveria. He's an independent journalist. The something of problems firsthand. Check him out. You can get a lot of information done just by watching him. Tyler Oliveria went from being cringe to one of the best journalists on social media. Tyler is the most important investigative journalist in the world right now. Tyler is one of the last true actual journalists, and he's on YouTube. Seriously, check him out. He's great.
I'm here to tell you today that this is all a big lie. In my opinion, Tyler pushes hoaxes for truth, dehumanizes people for clicks and views, and manufactures fake videos to sell to hundreds of millions of people as hard-hitting journalism. In my opinion, Tyler only throws gasoline on the problems in America, all in the name to get clicks and views. Today, we are going to expose who Tyler Oliveira really is. Because whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning, you like Tyler, you hate him, I think everyone can agree that a lie is bad. And when those lies are pushed to hundreds of millions...
I like the way this guy addressed it. I can't stand video essayists. Like, you guys know we watch Oompaville all the time. Someone accused Oompaville of being a far-right, gun-loving conspiracy. Like, you can't start out with all that, right? Let's not put labels on it just yet. Let's just say he's lying, and I'm going to prove that to you, right? We don't need to put fucking racist Trump supporter, gun-toting. We don't label everybody. Let's just put he's lying and show me the lies.
Of people as the unbiased truth, I would say there's a little bit more than just a problem. Now, normally I don't make exposed videos, but after me and Tyler got into a little Twitter spat, it led me down a rabbit hole of his content.
Oh, guys, if you want to support the show, you can do that at Cobra.fund. Seems like I'm in a little bit of legal trouble again, more legal trouble, which I have to keep you updated as that progresses. Go to Cobra.fund if you want to support the show. We appreciate it.
I thought was so twisted and sick that I thought the entire world should know about it. And I'm so surprised that all of this stuff I'm going to talk about has never been mentioned before online. Now, I'm not going to talk about Tyler's drama with Soft White Underbelly, Brent Riviera, the Las Vegas Tunnel people. Everything in this video is newfound stuff that I've discovered over the past 4 or 5 months. So, before we get going, Tyler, I am not trying to cancel you.
I dream of people come for the cancellation. Bring it. Please cancel me. Please.
I'm not trying to take you off the platform. I'm not even going to call you a racist, a Hitler, Tyler Hitlevera.
I think when you start throwing around the R word, the conversation becomes a lot more difficult.
I'm just going to call you for what you really are, a liar. So today, let's discover who Tyler Oliveira really is. Now, Tyler's journalism consists of him going into hot-button political situations, talking to both sides.
Which is a good spin on it, right? That's going to draw attention. That's going to get views. I'm boots on the ground in such and such. Everybody's talking about this place. I'm there. I'm in fucking Palestine. I'm in fucking the Haitian village. I'm in LA. I mean, wherever, right? The problem is a lot of this shit gets hopped up on social media like they're eating the cats and dogs. And once you get there, there's not that much entertaining shit, right? It was hopped up so much on social media that when you try to do an objective story about it, it doesn't have the flair that you need to get people to watch it because they're used to seeing everything on social media, everybody making all these false claims, everybody claiming all this bullshit, even the president bringing it up in a fucking debate. And you actually get there and it's just normal people doing normal things. There's not a story there.
And always coming to the conclusion that whatever city he's in, it's ending all of a sudden, that it's the worst place he's ever seen. Now, these videos are seen by hundreds of millions of people. People actually take these in for journalism. But this is all just a facade. Now, let's go to his video, Oakland, where every crime is legal. Now, this video consists of Tyler going to Oakland.
Imagine I haven't even seen this one, but Oakland, where every crime is legal.
In California, talking all about the car break-ins and how they've gone up 50 million% or whatever it is.
This is Oakland, California.
I mean, if he would have said where crime's not prosecuted, where car break-ins are, where every crime is legal, I don't know.
California.
The owner of this property is not responsible for any theft or vandalism. The owner of this property is not responsible for
Lawlessness, crime, homelessness, police giving up.
And the whole video essentially boils down to, if you come to...
I hate his thumbnails too, but they work, especially for younger audiences.
Your car will get broken into. So just keep that in mind. Now, in the beginning of the video,
True.
we see Tyler at a
If it's legal, it's not a crime.
station, and we can hear overhead this audio playing.
the owner of this property is not responsible for any theft.
I did hear this was true. So they have they've been trying to come after owners for like theft or whatever. So they've got something on loop saying the owner of this property is not responsible for theft or vandalism.
Now, if you're at a gas station and they're playing that overhead, it's got to be pretty bad with the car break-ins. So we see Tyler vlogging around, and then we see the next shot of this Kia. And if we look on the dash, you can see a PS5.
If he's just a regular journalist out here just videotaping a gas station, Who the fuck would leave a PS5 on their dash? Right, the number one recommendation, Mark Rober did some of the boxes in California for like stolen boxes and cars and shit, help police track them down. Who the fuck would leave a place? The number one thing is like hide your valuables. It still might get broken into, right? But hide your valuables. So why is he standing in a bush? Apparently he's just a journalist observing what's going on in Oakland. But he's hiding in a bush with a camera, staring at a car with a PS5 on the dash. Seems kind of weird, right?
With the PS5 controller. Why would someone leave a PS5 on their dash at the gas station where they're overhead playing? Your car is going to get broken into. But let's continue on.
No one would.
Now, in the next shot, we see the same Kia. And if we look on the dash, we can see that same PS5.
Oh, no. And controller.
And the controller. Now, why would Tyler be filming this from far away? Maybe Tyler was trying to bait someone into breaking into this car.
Oh, no.
That seems like a crazy theory. How could we know that that's Tyler's?
Why? But he didn't say any of this in his video. He's just like, we're outside of a gas station where they're playing blah, 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 whatever. And we're just going to see what the crime is like here. Why didn't he say that he put a PlayStation 5 on the fucking day? Because it doesn't make a good story. He desperately wanted somebody to... We were just here filming, and somebody broke into my car, my rental car. We've only been here for an hour, and someone broke into my car at this gas station. Desperately wanted.
Car. Well, later on in this video, Tyler gets a parking ticket.
While the police may not do anything if you break into someone's car, commit Grand Theft Auto, steal an ATM, or beat and rob an old lady on the street, if you park on the side of the street and don't pay the meter, you will be fined and punished.
We got a $61 parking ticket.
And he complains that, wow, people could break into cars and do drugs, but I get a parking ticket. Well, if you look at that parking ticket a little closer.
Oh, no. That's the tag number. 9LJZ868 for a Kia black SUV. Uh-oh.
We could see it's the same license plate that is on the car at the...
Damn it, Tyler! 9LJZ868 in a black Kia. Damn it!
Gas station. So Tyler went to the store, bought a PS5, put it on the dash, left his car out, and hid out in a little bush trying to capture someone breaking into his car. Tyler is baiting someone into breaking into his car to try to capture it on footage. Because what would make the old...
But if it was that bad, he wouldn't need to break, right? It's so bad the gas station has to put this audio out and everybody's car... If it was that bad, why'd you need to fucking bait them into it?
Ultimate footage for Tyler. Oh my god, I went to Oakland, California, and the break-ins are so bad that my car got broken into. And clearly, no one broke into it because who would be dumb enough? Clearly looks like some like cop sting operation shit. This is like levels of like faking a prank video times 10. But when you're trying to pass this off as actual news footage, on the ground journalism, I would say that's not something a truthful journalist would do.
Yeah, yellow journalism's like clickbait shit. Sensationalism.
And after catching this right here, it really made me think, could I seriously trust anything in Tyler's videos? Is this something that a investigative journalist would do, leave a PS5 and...
By the way, the NYPD and social media are literally destroying a business right now. I don't know if you guys have catch up with... There's this guy who owns a... I'm not a socialist, but he owns a socialist clothing brand, right? The people that work for him own the business. They all share a profit in it. They all make money. It works as a co-op. And he owns like a socialist-themed clothing brand. And it's based in New York City. So everybody was talking about the healthcare CEO shooting. And he was talking about it. And there was some art that was on some of his shirts made around it. Or some of his merchandise. He was making art about it. And someone contacted him and said, hey, you know what would be really funny? Is if you remember the deck of cards that they had when we invaded Iraq to get soldiers use to the hierarchy and people in the Iraqi army. What if we did that? What if you did that but with CEOs? He said that's a really good idea. So he made a deck of cards with like CEOs, all from publicly available data. He put it on his website saying it was a joke, it was satire, it was parody, it was not intended for any type of violence, blah, 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 whatever. And put it for sale on his website. Now, the New York Post picked that up and called it whacked deck, that a local business calls for the slaying of CEOs. he had multiple interviews where he said, no, it's not about that. It's just, it's a parody. It's to bring attention to this, but we're not calling for violence against anybody whatsoever. We don't condone violence. Nobody should commit violence. Not that. And everybody intentionally misquoted him while he's now being harassed by the NYPD, and all of his social media accounts were shut down all on the same day. It's a fucking crazy story. We'll have to cover it sometime. But we'll get back to Tyler for now.
One of the highest car breaking areas in the fucking country? I don't think so. Like, what the fuck? Like, and Tyler still used this footage. That's what blows my mind. And didn't think anyone would find this. Like, look at that. It is a PS5 combo package deal with the controller on the dash. How fucking dumb are you? Like, Tyler went to Best Buy and was considering, like, should I just get the PS5? No, I should get the PS5 and the controller. Someone would definitely break into a car for the controller as well. So...
that is a weird thought. Like, they wouldn't break in for the PS5, but if they did it for the PS5 and the controller, yeah, I think that'd get them to do it.
Throughout the rest of this video, just think about this. This is how far Tyler's willing to go to make a good story.
We've YouTubified traditional news and documentarian content, basically.
Like, you bought the controller. Why would you buy the controller as well?
Even like well-respected documentarians who have won awards and shit have been exposed at times for like maybe pushing a narrative too accidentally. Their implicit bias may steer them a certain way. But then coming out saying that you're doing it better than everybody else and now it's YouTube and you're outright lying to people the entire time is just wild to me.
So let's go to Tyler's video, Oakland, where every crime is legal. Now, Tyler's video started out with him flying to the place, checking it out, talking to both sides, and he'll intersperse news clips or relevant news footage of these events happening in that city.
With 1 of every 30 residents having their car stolen last
Surely these news clips are from that city, right?
year, a 38% increase in robberies, 23% increase in burglaries, and 44% increase in motor vehicle
Why would you use news clips from anywhere other than the place where you're talking about, where you're at?
theft.
Because frankly, when Tyler goes to these places, it's not as bad as he always wants it to be. So by Tyler showing all these news...
If it was that bad, he wouldn't need news clips, right? If it was like being in a fucking African country where they're just doing like rolling roadblocks and robbing people and taking their cars and shit, you wouldn't need news clips. Just be happening to you.
Clips, it could seem way worse than what it really is. Now, Tyler is passing this along as actual information, that this is actually how the city is.
How has the city that was once the cultural capital of the West become one of the crime capitals of California? And it says Oakland that has that nice sunny weather that San Francisco wishes it had. Unfortunately, though, they are both running amok with a dystopian sense of lawlessness, unmitigated crime, and unavoidable homeless encampments.
Yes. Now, these news clips are always from the city that Tyler's in. Or are they?
Frustrated business owners in Oakland.
In this Oakland video, Tyler brings along this prestigious reporter, Darren Stalcup.
I met up with Bay Area native and investigative journalist Darren Stalcup.
Investigative journalist? I've never heard of Darren Stalcup. Apparently he made it to Fox News. You guys ever heard of the world-renowned investigative journalist Darren Stalcup?
Hit the streets and see what's really going on in Oakland.
Tyler shows clips of him going on Fox News, that he's been all around town investigating the homeless crisis within Oakland, California. Now, this guy isn't a journalist. He's actually a used car salesman who pulled this...
God damn it, Tyler! It literally says I'm offering honest deals and top dollar for Subaru trade-ins. You got a used car salesman to pretend to be an investigative journalist?
The $7,000 GoFundMe scam a couple months earlier.
Oh, God damn it! Apparently, people were gullible enough to give more than $7,000 to an able-bodied young man just to move to another apartment. Help Darren move from the Tenderloin for $74.56 of his $10,000 goal.
Earlier.
I talk a lot about right-wing grifters in my videos, but this week Fox hosted one that was so lazy. I'm honestly kind of impressed. This guy, Darren Mark Stalcup, is trying to raise $10,000 to move from the Tenderloin neighborhood of San Francisco to another neighborhood in San Francisco.
It says, it's with a heavy heart that I'm saying goodbye to my apartment in the Tenderloin. I can no longer live in a neighborhood where I'm constantly tripping over bodies, fecal, and needles. Our community has become uninhabitable. This humanitarian crisis. My apartment has been broken into multiple times, and all of the stores have been ransacked. Living in the Tenderloin has been a traumatizing experience, and it is time to move. However, times are tough and moving is difficult. I'm respectfully asking for support to raise $6,000, which I believe is a modest goal and will be more than enough for me to relocate immediately. Thank you.
Francisco.
I'm currently looking at the Chinatown neighborhood, but I'm open to other.
He also started the World Peace Movement.
Districts as well.
And it's actually working. I looked into this guy a little more, and he has another GoFundMe, also for $10,000.
San Francisco vigilante cowboy demands free cheeseburger after stopping an alleged $2 heist.
But this one is trying to achieve world peace. So either world peace is like a lot cheaper than I thought, or, and far more likely, he just wants $10,000.
But let's continue on. So,
Okay.
used car sales.
So he's got 2 GoFundMe scams going.
Salesman's riding around with Tyler, and all of a sudden he brings up how he's seen kids as young as 7 years old walking around with guns in Oakland. Now that sounds pretty wild. Tyler then shows this news clip on screen.
I don't know why we're being followed.
7-year-olds?
No doubt criminal activity left, right, and center.
A lot of the kids have guns now, so when I'm walking around.
Oh, shit. Teen in trouble right there. 7 now at 5. News 7 on your side. Teen in trouble. Looks like a 7-year-old to me.
I'm not looking for some 25-year-old guy with a gun.
Watch out, 15-year-olds out here.
I'm looking for 7-year-olds with guns.
So when the reporter brings up kids with guns in Oakland, Tyler intersplices a news clip of a teen in trouble that we're led to believe is from Oakland. Because frankly, Tyler doesn't see the kids with guns, so he's got to show news clips to prove that this is actually happening. But what if I was to tell you that this news clip he shows as evidence isn't from Oakland, but from Miami, Florida, 2 years ago? But Tyler passes it off.
Tyler!
It's happening in Oakland. Even though we can't see the kids with guns, we'll just take his word for it. Teen in trouble. Sounds really bad. But let's continue on. Maybe this is just a little mistake. So Tyler and Darren are talking to a business owner, and they bring up all of the machine guns that are in Oakland, and that's why crime is up. It is so horrible up there. Oakland is so bad that people have machine guns and they're walking around. Mind you, it's California. Like, the gun laws are insane here. And then Tyler shows this clip, a scary black man with machine gun manhunt in the corner.
I believe it's necessary for law-abiding citizens to have the means and capability to defend themselves. As you know, all the criminals out here have guns, so I have no problem with you. And I actually feel safer.
Machine guns?
And we're let.
And machine gun manhunt right here in Oakland.
This is actually happening in Oakland. But this clip isn't from Oakland. It's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
God damn it, Tyler.
Tyler is literally making shit up to push a narrative. And this is in nearly every video.
I feel like maybe this guy isn't being honest about any of his content.
Tyler releases. Let's go to Tyler's.
Look at these thumbnails, dude. Look at these thumbnails. Was it AI? What the fuck is this?
Video where he goes to Memphis, the most violent city in America. In the beginning, Tyler shows this clip of 2 scary black men robbing a car in a gas station, and we're led to believe this is from Memphis.
This is Memphis, the most violent city in America.
He even says, this is Memphis, the most violent city in America. When he says this is Memphis, he plays the clips. They're not from Memphis.
Shows this clip of 2 scary black men robbing a car in a gas station, and we're led to believe this is from Memphis.
This is Memphis, the most violent city in America.
But it's not. It's from Chicago PD. And Tyler even goes out of his way to cut out the...
He crops out the tag that says Chicago Police Department. And the lower thirds, it says CBS News Chicago.
Chicago PD in the upper left-hand corner. So Tyler deliberately knew what he was doing. Now, normally I wouldn't really care about this type of thing, but Tyler is using all of these violent images and video to pass off a narrative that these places that he visits are so horrible.
And people hailing him as the greatest investigative journalist of our time.
And it's really being used to just make up shit about the city, because frankly, it's not as bad as he wants it to be. And when you're at the point of having to use random news footage to sell off this narrative, I would say that's not really the unbiased truth or investigative journalism. But it doesn't end there with Tyler. In his video, I investigated the gun violence capital of America, aka Chicago, Tyler shows this clip when the man's talking about petty theft in Chicago.
But all the crime down here is just like petty theft, breaking into cars, go to certain neighborhoods.
Now, petty theft is non-violent, theft that is under $500. It isn't some burglary or mugging or whatever. But while this guy's talking about
And it's definitely not violence, right?
petty theft, Tyler then shows this clip to almost disprove the guy. Like, wow, he's talking about petty theft, but clearly there's 4 black men robbing a car in the middle of Chicago. That sounds pretty wild. But once again,
sounds
this
scary.
isn't from Chicago. It's from Houston, Texas, 40 years ago. I can do this all day long. Tyler makes up shit.
Well, you want to bet Tyler blames it on his editor. I just do the stories, and then the editor adds in all these clips
to fit his narrative. And when that narrative is being used as the unbiased truth or journalism, I would say that's pretty bad, in my opinion. But let's just continue on. Or let's go to Tyler's video.
And it's not like he couldn't find clips from Chicago. Chicago's dangerous as fuck.
Investigated the murder capital of America, New Orleans. Now, Tyler's talking about living a life of crime, and he shows this clip on screen.
A lot of people die due to gun violence. With murders happening every day, countless kids are left without strong parental figures, get raised by the streets, live a life of crime, have a few...
Wow, a black man just shooting someone in the middle of the day? Oh my God. New Orleans is absolutely horrible. But that clip literally says it's from
New York City, New York.
That is how lazy Tyler is with his content. He is just taking random violent imagery, putting it in his videos, and trying to sell it off as this is the truth.
Violent imagery during his voiceovers. That's his shtick.
Goal is simply to educate, inform, and entertain, and hopefully do all 3 at once, or boots on the ground, as they say. Balls deep, trenches thick.
Is this really what a journalist would do? Let's go to Tyler's Sweden video. Sweden, inside the country that pays immigrants $34,000 to leave.
Yeah, most of it's rage bait, and it's obviously got, like, he goes in there trying to say, I'm just getting to the bottom of the story wherever it leads me to, but he's already got a narrative. It's what will make the most people upset and get the most views, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but don't pass yourself off as we're bringing documentaries to YouTube, investigative journalists, blah, blah, blah. If you want to go in there and just fucking do the rage bait thing, do it, but don't make all these claims.
Now, in this video, Tyler's interviewing a Muslim activist, and Tyler asked the question, is Islam's values maybe not compatible with Sweden?
Of Islam conflict with Swedish society and Swedish law.
And while the lady goes into Islam and all these other countries, but when Tyler goes to the part of her talking about Islam in Sweden, Tyler shows this video on screen.
The way someone see Islam in Afghanistan or in Somalia or in Iran or in Sweden is obviously different.
And we're led to believe, wow, while this lady is talking about Islam being peaceful,
Mecca at one point,
protesting, oh my God, and there's an ISIS flag. Clearly that isn't just a peaceful protest. They have ISIS flags in Sweden. Once again, this clip isn't from Sweden. It's from motherfucking Malaysia.
As soon as she says Sweden, the Malaysian clip pops up.
And I could do this all goddamn day long, Tyler. It's nearly in all of your videos. You are passing this off as the truth. Because frankly, when Tyler goes to these places, it's not as bad as he wants it to be.
Just trying to get likes and views on social media. So do you have some idea, or do you want to get detained for obstruction?
I mean, you can detain me, but am I under arrest? And if so, for what charges?
Harassment.
You're gonna arrest me right now?
Said you're being detained, sir.
Whoa. That's, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Are you going to identify yourself or not?
Okay, I'm on public property.
Are you going to identify
You can't strong arm me.
Yes or no?
We're going to court over this if you want.
And once again, I would just, let me be clear. Is this what a really thorough investigative journalist would do? Be so lit
He's getting
the
it.
content that they make that they're just throwing in random news clips of, as we've seen right now, only black guys committing crimes, all to amplify the video and make it seem as horrible as possible. Is that what a journalist would do? I don't think so. Now, I know Tyler is intentionally doing this because I've back-checked a lot of his videos, and a lot of the news clips are from the city that Tyler's in. And these are just a few of the examples that I found. But trust me, it takes a hell of a lot of time trying to back-source like where these news clips are from, especially when Tyler doesn't show the title or link any sources in his videos. So this is just a few that I found. I can't even imagine how many more there are.
Yeah, that's the Al-Qaeda flag. He said ISIS, didn't he?
Now, beyond using random news clips as actual evidence of all of these cities falling apart, what about the other lies Tyler has in his videos? Now, let's go to his one video. Tyler investigates the murder capital of the world, Jamaica. Now, Tyler makes it a point that it is so dangerous here. It's the murder capital of the world.
This is Jamaica, the murder capital of the world.
That's a big old...
The Al-Qaeda flag, I didn't go back and look, but it looks like it has a wrought iron fence on the end of it. And then that's the easiest way. At the very end of the Al-Qaeda flag, if you go and look at it, the last like 4 or 5 symbols look like a wrought iron. You know those black metal fences that have arrowheads on the top of them? They're like fences, black metal fences in your yard. That the last 4 symbols on it are a wrought iron fence. That's how I remember it.
life. Have you?
So he has to hire a local guide to protect him and show him around. Now, walking around the town, Tyler says this.
I'm over by the farm.
The farm?
The farm. That's that farm.
Right over there.
Yeah, we can go over there. Come.
Well, my guide was nowhere in sight. I first thought I was setting myself up to get robbed. It turns out this guy was giving me a full tour of the community with unexpected hospitality. All right, we're visiting the garden right now. A little baby young mango. Is this where you make the juice?
So I'm thinking, oh my God, Tyler's going to get murdered. Tyler's in the murder capital of the world without his guide. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to get
Oh.
Seems pretty bad. But let's watch this interaction from a different angle.
Is this where you make the juice?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, this is what we just tried.
Oh, okay. That's Tyler's cameraman. That's clearly the same thing going on. Where's this camera angle from? Oh, it's almost like his guide was right there and took this.
So the guy did a vlog, and Tyler's saying he lost his guide, and he's going to be killed in this juice hut. Turns out the guide was right there doing a vlog.
Footage, but Tyler had to sell it off is that his guide was nowhere to be seen and that Tyler was going to get murdered.
Well, my guide was nowhere in sight. I first thought I was setting myself up to get robbed.
Tyler's guide posted a 2-hour-long vlog of their entire day, and the guide was there the entire time. Tyler wasn't walking on his own about to get murdered. That was all just made up.
Well, my guide was nowhere in sight. I first thought I was setting myself up to get robbed.
And this is just something where it's so small. But why do you have to lie about this? I walked around on my own in the murder capital of the world. Like, really, Tyler's dissing the guy that he's doing a horrible job and just left and disappeared. But he's right there. He is right there filming this footage from a different angle. You were literally just making shit up to just sell a narrative. That this place is absolutely the most despicable thing you've ever seen. Now, if he's willing to lie about something so small like this, to just really just amplify the violence and the crime here, when he clearly
anything for clicks,
he doesn't see it around him, what else would Tyler lie about?
Uh-oh.
Now, later on in this video, Tyler's walking around Jamaica in a clearly peaceful-looking town, and he's asking all of these people, how bad is the crime here? Am I gonna die if I walk around here? And clearly, no one's buying into it.
You think we'll die today?
No, that's it.
Not today?
Not today. Today's not good.
And that's not what he wants to hear. He has to amplify the violence and the crime of where he's at. So while Tyler's looking around, he sees this truck, and he says this.
That's what you're talking about. There's bullet holes on that thing. We just saw a beryllium truck. That's the equivalent of one of the trucks in the U.S. that carries the cash, which means that someone's probably planning to steal from it right now. All right.
So there's
Someone's probably planning to steal from the Brinks truck right now.
bullet holes on the truck, and that means someone's planning to steal it right now.
There's bullet holes on that thing.
Is he talking about this red?
Which means that
Do we even know if that's bullet holes, or did they just scrape up against something?
someone's probably planning to steal from it right now.
That's how bad it is. People are robbing the cars. They're robbing the bank cars. That's how bad it is here. But let's look at the car a little bit closer. Oh, wow, it looks like it was just kind of scratched. Now, I had to look in this a little bit more. The company that owns this is called Beryllium, and Beryllium just bought out a company called Guardsman.
Oh, no, they just did a quick paint job.
Guardsman, they're all based in Jamaica.
No!
So would it really be that the car is shot up with bullet holes and they're continuing to use it? Or that the car was red, they wrapped it black, and the car scraped against something, and now it's there?
No!
Why do you have to make...
Tyler!
Make up this insane narrative.
I'm surprised he didn't add it in post. Like those cheap-looking asset packs that you can get, like fucking like cheap-ass bullet holes. Like the people slap them on their tailgate and shit.
Oh my God, there was a robbery in place, and I was about to say, that didn't happen, Tyler. This is all he does in his videos. He goes around and he preponders at the crime in all of these horrible cities that he visits. Is that really journalism? Is that really this unbiased truth that you tell? Like these people in this video, the tour guide that you're with, he's just trying to live his life. He's trying to do better. But you come into his country and just absolutely shit on it for like 40 minutes. It's disgusting. I don't know how you could do that. And this guide, if you go on his YouTube channel, all of the comments from underneath his video where he hung out with you, Tyler, for 2 hours are like, I don't trust this guy.
Jamaica, walk by. Please don't work with this boy no more because you helping him make Jamaica looks bad. His thing is to make our country look very evil and his look good. And very disappointed in you doing this. Not every money is good. Don't let this Tyler guy fool you. Watch out for him. He's not genuine. Those people are all way coming to our country and way disrespect Jamaica and our country using Jamaica for contents. I can't support these people.
This guy's a snake. This guy made our place look so bad. And the guide is like trying to defend. He's like, no, Tyler's actually a good guy. He helped me get views and some.
Trust me, it's nothing like that for this guy. He's helped me and thought me so much, and he's way more kind than you think. You're very disappointed in me. Did you watch the video any at all? The same boy, as you say, is the only one who has given me the opportunity to learn and grow my channel and where it is when none of our so-called Jamaican YouTubers won't help them one another. I take people for who they are, not for what people think they are. And if you know me as you make it seems, I don't tell lies on my country. So if our country going to look bad, then it is what it is. We need to do better and not pretend we are living in this perfect place because it's not.
Subscribers and stuff, and it's like, that's so disgusting that you're making this guy subtly, you know, you're not asking him to defend you, but essentially he's wanting to defend you because you did give him a little bit of clout when you come into his country and just shit on it for 40 minutes. Like, what the fuck, dude? But it doesn't end there. Later on,
there was when the flood hit, there was a bunch of people that reach out to me. It's like, so-and-so's here, this YouTuber's here. They get you a lot of views if you go work with this YouTuber. I send them an email. I send them your name, and they know that you're there. Just contact them. And dude, they were so fucking slimy. Like, I know I would have got views. I know I would have got subscribers. I probably would have got fucking donations to, like, help with the flood. They were so fucking slick. They wouldn't come out and say shit like, oh, the FEMA's not helping anybody. But they would allude to that. Or some of them was even as bad as saying, like, the government made these storms, or, you know, all their houses are gone now. I guess that'll make way for lithium mines or whatever they want. Like, all these fucking crazy conspiracy theories that had nothing to do with the storm or the people or what was actually going on. There was no way I could go anywhere near these fucking people without losing my shit. There's no way. Like, I appreciate everybody trying to help and get me views and donations and subscribers and shit, but I don't know. I imagine myself going to jail in that scenario, so I didn't do it.
in this video, Tyler is walking around the street of all of the escorts, ladies of the night walking around. And then Tyler sees this restaurant. And Tyler says this.
A lot of prostitutes out here. This is one of the hotels where the ladies get brought to have sex with the customers, the Johns. It's called the Pirate Ship Seafood Restaurant. I guess that's just a front, or seafood restaurant by day, prostitute brothel hotel at night. A little bit inconspicuous at first glance, but actually,
yeah, it looks like a seafood restaurant with a gate.
Actuality, people are getting banged in there for $15 US. And
so Tyler just walking around,
wow,
and sees that the lights are on and assumes that
this must be the whorehouse.
Oh my god, that's where all the people are getting fucked in there, man. It's just fucking grimy. It's a brothel. It's the dirtiest place you've ever seen. Yeah, that's where it's happening at. Tyler, this is a Christian catering restaurant that does weddings. Why the fuck would you just make up a lie about this? For what? Like, what is the story?
Oh no, no!
That you're trying to tell. Oh, how shitty it is? I don't think you have to disparage a Christian catering restaurant for weddings and say it's a brothel. And the dumbest part about this is, like, you know, Tyler makes like two things. He's like, one, it's a brothel. Two, it's an actual restaurant. And then it's a brothel at night. Like, you can't just say like, oh, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Which we're going to go into that later. That's a whole other can of worms. Either way, in that situation, it's a brothel. But you don't know that, Tyler. The thing is like, this is in a country where they're trying to rebuild. And you're just shitting on the people there for no reason. I'm surprised the guy didn't stop you and say, what the fuck are you talking about? You're literally just making this shit up. Why would you do this, Tyler? Oh, because you're trying to get clicks and views by making whatever area you're in the shittiest place ever.
We're informing people about current events, topics that the broader public needs to be aware of, and I don't even think we necessarily stand for something besides the search for truth and putting things out there on both sides, even if one of the sides is controversial.
I think it was Jamaica, wasn't it? Am I been saying it wrong?
Or pisses someone off.
So let's go later on in this video. Now, Tyler's talking to some transsexual prostitutes and asking them all about the business, and you can see his guide right there. And then all of a sudden, two black guys come up to rob him.
Out of nowhere, two armed muggers came over to rob me and my cameraman and barely spared us, only after recognizing Jamaica walk by as he yelled, "Bumbleclad" in the distance. They told us to turn the cameras off, and instead of robbing us, they agreed to be interviewed if we brought them some cash.
Seems pretty scary. So these thugs let Tyler withdraw cash from the ATM. They literally let them get in their car and go withdraw cash, and then come back to the spot.
we're basically being extorted right now in real time to where we have to go get some cash, or we run the risk of Fabian getting murdered and killed on the streets one day for conning them. Let's go get robbed.
Bumbleclad is like motherfucker or something, right?
So two guys that robbed you at knife point let you get in your car to go drive to the ATM while they stayed there, and then you come back with about $150 and then convince them to do an interview on camera when you're holding a $3,000 camera that you're filming all this with.
They just wanted that cash.
Who Who's gonna believe this, bro? Who would believe this? That really you convinced the robbers to give you an interview? Yeah, Tyler, I'm convinced that some guy with a beer gut and a dolled off kitchen knife is, oh my God, they're gonna kill you. Tyler, if you really thought they were gonna kill you, wouldn't you just drive away? Why would you go to the ATM and then come back to try to get an interview? Like, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Tyler even makes it a point to say, we didn't set this up. We didn't plan this.
So we have to get some cash right now because we spent all of our money interviewing prostitutes, not because we prearranged this, but because they were going to mug us.
Why would you say that? If you really were getting robbed at knife point, I don't know if you would go like this.
Whoa.
If you got muggers, they're going to let you leave, drive across town to the ATM and bring them money back?
So that's a big old knife.
I'm getting robbed in 4K, bro. Oh, look at your gun. Look at your knife, how big it is, bro. There's no way that actually happened. Now, for this one, I don't have any hard evidence of this being fake, but considering that Tyler's willing to fabricate footage and just make up shit in his videos, I wouldn't put it past him to maybe fabricate this entire situation. But what about what Tyler doesn't tell you in his videos? That could be a little bit important too. Now, Tyler put out this video, I investigated if George Bush did 9/11. Fuck.
It's almost like a fucking Mr. Beast, like I survived 24 hours in a Walmart, Fort Knight, floor is lava, hiding, closed store, lots of kids jump inside, condoms. Like it's so clickbaity. I investigated George Bush 9/11 on Roblox.
Fucking insane topic, but let's get into it. Now, Tyler says he meets up with a first responder on 9/11.
But what if I talk to a first responder on 9/11 who was the New York Fire Commissioner? Let me introduce Chris Joya.
And we're led to believe, wow, this guy fought the fires on 9/11, but now he believes it was actually bombed, that it wasn't the planes. That guy sounds like he has a lot of credibility.
So it's impossible for a building to collapse near free fall speed and increase
without a controlled demolition.
But Tyler leaves out a couple. This guy isn't a firefighter. He's a construction worker who volunteered on 9/11. He's a volunteer firefighter. Tyler says he was there on 9/11.
But what if I talk to a first responder on 9/11?
The guy literally says he wasn't there until 4 days after.
You were on site that day.
I was working across the river doing my construction job, and then the fire department got called to duty to assist. Within a couple of days, we wound up down at ground zero.
But this is just small potatoes. Now, during this video, the man talks about the bombing, how they did it, but he doesn't reveal who did it, which would be a little bit important. Now, the man brings up these people did it.
These people that did it don't even care about that.
Who would these people be? While Tyler doesn't say in the video.
You want to guess, chat? Who's these people?
Nor does Chris Goya. We could go online to this man's organization, the Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. They currently have a federal lawsuit for believing that 5 dancing Israelis blew.
I already knew who this guy was. I didn't know if you guys knew, but this is the dancing Israelis theory. The dancing Israelis from the moving truck that were so overwhelmed that their plan worked that they hopped on top of a moving truck and started doing TikTok dances. I already knew who this guy was. I've seen him before.
Blew up the World Trade Center. But Tyler just leaves this information out, because clearly if we knew this guy believed Israel blew up the World Trade Center, we probably wouldn't take him seriously. But I mean, it's all good. It's all in the name of just a little bit of clicks and views, a fun little conspiracy video. And Tyler is so insidious in this video because he's literally leading you 99% of the conspiracy theory, but that 1% of who did it, Tyler doesn't say. So
there's a music video about this. Hold on. It's probably not hosted on YouTube anymore, is it? God, I thought that was Tyler. Entering America's most religious community. I thought that was Tyler. It's probably not hosted on YouTube, but there's like a little song made up about it. And apparently these were Israelis. Even Jeff B tried to get in on some of this dancing Israeli shit. It's a theory that Israel knew about it. They had basically spies, agents, and demolition people here that actually set it up. They were in a moving truck. They were in a neighborhood where they could see it happen. They were waiting on it to happen. When it happened, they got up, started taking on top of the moving truck they were using to move explosives, I guess. They were on top of it taking pictures and dancing and cheering it on. Oh, shit. Somebody said Jeff B. Then we got to watch his head roll around the screen. It was a strike. Good job, Jeff B.
For someone that gets invested in this, you're going to go all the way through, and then if you just go online...
Jeff B. said at the time that he was working for the FBI, and his job was to go around and round up high-value Muslims and Israelis and get them out of the country while people were still fucking dying. They were digging people out and shit and cleaning up. We didn't even know who did it, supposedly, yet. And Jeff B. was going around picking up people and getting them out of the country on private flights.
You could find out yourself. 5 dancing Israelis, the lawsuit is still happening.
Yeah, it's a big conspiracy. Hold on, I'll read the synopsis of it. It's the advanced knowledge conspiracy theories. Various conspiracy theories allege that certain institutions or individuals had foreknowledge of September 11th attacks in the United States in 2001. Some of the primary debates include whether the Bush administration and the United States Armed Forces had awareness of the planned attack methods, the precise volume of intelligence that American agencies had regarding al-Qaeda activities inside the United States, whether the put options placed in the United Airlines and American Airlines and other trades indicated foreknowledge, and why the identities of the traders have never been made public. Additional facets of the theories include debate as whether warnings received from foreign agencies were specific enough to have warranted preventative action, whether domestic intelligence about planned Al-Qaeda attacks was thorough enough to have mandated intervention to the extent which the alleged hijackers were under surveillance prior to the attacks, and whether Mossad, the Pakistani Inner Services Intelligence, were aware of the imminent attacks. Hold on just a second. All right. In September 2021, the New York Times, an Israeli newspaper, Trump believes this as well, right? He says there were people celebrating and dancing in the streets when this happened from Israel. Trump believes this as well. In September 2001, the New York Times, an Israeli newspaper, Haaretz, reported that 4 hours after the attack, the FBI arrested 5 Israelis who had been filming the smoking skyline from the roof of a white van in the parking lot of an apartment building for puzzling behavior. They were charged with illegally residing in the United States and working there without permits. The Israelis were said to have pulled into the parking lot after the destruction of the first tower and videotaped the remainder of the disaster with what was interpreted as the cries of joy and mockery. The incident became known as the Dancing Israelis in conspiracy theory circles. Police found the van and a search revealed $4,700 in cash hidden, along with foreign passports and a box cutter, which aroused suspicion and led to the detention of the occupants. The men were held in detention for more than 2 months, during which time they were subjected to interrogation and polygraph tests before being deported back to Israel. One of the men, Paul Kurzberg, refused to take the test for 10 weeks and then failed it. The 5 men worked at the company Urban Moving Systems, owned and operated by Dominic Suter. After the men were arrested, the FBI searched the offices and questioned Suter. However, Suter fled to Israel before he could be questioned further. Eventually, Suter's name appeared on a May 2002 FBI suspect list, along with the September 11th hijackers and other 6 suspected extremists. Listen to this. So he hired illegal immigrants to work, right? They weren't documented. And he knew that these immigrants had been held in jail for months and interrogated, okay? Then finally, they get sent back home. Would you stick around to be part of this, even if you didn't do anything wrong? Like, America was on a war path at the time. Like, you didn't have to have, like, check this box, check that box to be held, right? They were holding everybody and treating them like shit, trying to figure out what happened. I wouldn't stick her. If there was a way I could get the fuck out of there, I'd have got the fuck out of there. On March 15th, the Forward claimed that the FBI had concluded that the van's driver, Paul Kurzberg, and his brother, Sivan, were indeed Mossad operatives who were in America spying on local Arabs. ABC News cited this report on June 21st, 2002, adding that the FBI had concluded that the 5 Israelis had no foreknowledge whatsoever of attacks. So it turns out that it seems like some of them had ties to Israeli intelligence. The driver and his brother. In March 2001, the U.S. Office of National Counterintelligence Executive had issued a warning about people identifying themselves as Israeli art students attempting to bypass security and gain entry to federal buildings, and even to the private residence of senior federal officials. A French intelligence agency later noted, according to the FBI, Arab terrorists and suspected terror cells lived in Phoenix, Arizona, as well as Miami and Hollywood, Florida, from December 2000 to April 2001, in direct proximity to the Israeli spy cells. The report contended that Mossad agents were spying on Mohammed Atta and Marwan al-Shawi, 2 leaders of the 9/11 hijack teams. In 2002, several officials dismissed reports of a spy ring and said the allegations were made by a Drug Enforcement Administration agent who was angry that his theories had been dismissed. Iranian President Mohammed said in an August 2010 speech that no Zionists were killed in the attack since, according to him, one day earlier, they were told not to go to the workplace. This is also not true. No one told all the Jews not to show up. He also remarked, what was the story of September 11th? During 5 to 6 days, and with the aid of the media, they created and prepared public opinion so that everyone considered the attack on Afghanistan and Iraq. However, contrary to such conspiracy theories about Jews being warned not to go to work that day, the number of Jews who died in the attacks is variously estimated between 270 and 400, while several Israelis died in the attacks as well. So that's the over for the Israeli dancing Israelis.
But what other details does Tyler leave out? Let's go to his video. I investigated the city where you legally must own a gun.
That's me turning myself into the police in Kennesaw, Georgia, where every head of household by law must own a gun. But does everyone here actually own a gun?
Now Tyler drives down to the town and says, I want to visit the antique store that has the law in writing.
After hearing from the people, I drove downtown to an antique store to see if I could find the law in writing.
So Tyler goes to the antique store. He sees
Why would you need it from the antique store?
the law in writing. He's talking with the shop owner. They go outside and smoke a cigarette. And then Tyler purchases a bag of assault rocks and a bunch of other items. So much stuff that Tyler needed a bag from this so-called antique store. But Tyler fails to mention
the antique store. Right, an antique store? Is that what he said?
some other items this antique store sells. Niglet repellent, a Niglet scalp, minstrel show outfits, and a rack of KKK uniforms worn by ex-members. These are actual photos from inside the store. This isn't a antique store. This is a KKK memorabilia shop that Tyler passed off as a antique shop. Now, do you think supporting a store like this might come off as maybe a little bit racist? A store that literally sells Niglet repellent? I would say a little bit so. But Tyler specifically leaves this detail out because he knows it's bad. I mean, hell, he bought so much stuff from this place that he needed a bag to take out everything he bought. I mean, it's just a grand old time at the KKK store, right? He even shows a little freedom flag playing over the shop owner. So the lady running the KKK store is now all of a sudden a freedom fighter with some shit green screen American flag. Tyler, good job. Good job, buddy. Now, am I saying this is racist? No. But you could think for yourself. But the saga of the store doesn't end there. Now, in Tyler's next video, he interviewed the most racist man in America.
This is Harrison, Arkansas, and this is the headquarters of the KKK, causing the widespread rumor that Harrison is the most racist town in America.
This is the last little piece we're watching, then I'll give you guys the link to finish it. It's really good. Go watch it.
I came down asking the same questions. Could I infiltrate the KKK? And will closet racists be more open to sharing their beliefs with me?
Now, Tyler drives down to the town, and he tries to find this guy who's been in 20 other videos who has like KKK connections or whatever. Now Tyler finds the man.
This guy's in a bunch of TikToks and they're kind of joke things. like there's a black guy interviewing him saying, would you prefer me or this white rock on your driveway? And he said, the rock. At least it serves a purpose. It's really weird humor.
Sits down with them, and they're talking all about how much he hates black people and so on and so forth. And in the middle of the video, Tyler pulls out a little gift for the man. Now, Tyler said this man just appeared out of nowhere, that he wasn't planning on meeting him.
In all honesty, we were headed to the KKK. I had no intention to meet
This guy's been in tons and tons of other people's videos.
you.
But he just had this gift ready to go. And that gift was the bag of assault rocks that he bought from the KKK store and gifted it to the most racist man in America.
We got an automatic assault rocks. That's kind of funny, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you really think supporting a KKK store and then gifting it to the most racist man in America is a great idea, Tyler? Like, what the are you thinking? And Tyler was so proud of this moment that he took a picture with him and he put
This man literally ran for president. I gifted him automatic assault rocks from Kennesaw.
posted it on Instagram and Twitter, and even used 2 separate pictures when he made those posts. And Tyler left this little fact out because he knew it would come across as bad. That he went into a KKK store, bought this rocks, and then gave it to the most racist man in America. Now, am I saying...
This guy's all over TikTok. Hold on. This guy.
Do you
at the top of this video.
Yeah. Have you ever got twerk?
No, don't want to.
Can you say, I like this black man?
I tolerate this black man.
Would I be the screensaver of your phone, the selfie of me and you? You wouldn't hang that on your wall?
Hang it on the wall. Hang it, huh?
Do you know what twerking is?
I got calls from as far away as Ireland asking, is Zinc the most racist town in America?
Now, what's your thoughts on that?
I told them, well, we used to be, but we lost the title. But don't worry, we'll get it back next year. I got called.
It's almost like these super out of touch jokes that this guy's saying. I mean, obviously, if he's that racist, you think he'd be talking to this guy and doing hundreds of interviews with him. Like, it's very, very out of touch, but it's like shit that I would hear like my grandpa make these stupid jokes, right?
So if you people know me or this white rock right here, be honest, don't lie to me.
The rock, it serves a purpose. There's a lot of those little white rocks. We got a road.
What if I move next door?
Well, there's nothing I can legally do about it.
Have you ever slept with a black girl?
No.
Would you ever sleep with a black girl?
No.
Labor Day or Black History Month?
Labor Day.
If it was up to you, would you want all black people gone?
I wouldn't want to be around them.
Me or the
Anyways, he didn't just accidentally run into this guy, right?
saying this is racist?
All right, we left off at Sweden. So I can probably share this with a timestamp if you guys want to go watch the rest of it. I've got some stuff to do and take care of. My sister's coming in tomorrow back from Kentucky. Excited to see her and my niece. We're going bowling tomorrow evening, so that'll be fun. I'll try to do some TikTok videos, maybe update you guys. The weather kind of broke. I got the one wheel out today and did a update on the campground if you want to check that out, and a riding video. So got to do some one wheel riding today and hang out. It hasn't been fucking cold as shit and raining. It's been like up in the mid 50s, I guess, which is warm enough with a hoodie. So you guys can check that out if you want to. Consider supporting the show while we're out of work, recovering from the flood. All this shit's going on. We're in a couple of different legal battles now with the same folks that suing us for liable. So we'll see about. I have to keep you updated on that in case anything right now. But yeah, check it out. I'll try to be back here. Maybe not tomorrow, but the next day. And then maybe update you guys from the cell phone, whatever I can do there. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. Fuck Tyler. He seems like a piece of shit. It's obviously biased in one direction and for clicks. I don't think like he's doing this all out to make people like Republican or fucking Democrat. He's doing it for money and clicks, right? Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Support the show at coldbeer.fun, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believer? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss him off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped him to my shoes.
Good night, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me.